Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. All about nutrition from your favorite dietitian. Everything you need to digest in your mind. Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. Making you healthier one bite at a time. With Tony. Woo.
Hello and welcome to the Tips with Tony podcast. I'm Tony Marinucci, your registered dietitian, helping you get healthy one bite at a time. I am so excited today. You guys are probably like super confused if you're seeing the video of this, of like the advertisement, because the person being interviewed is myself and I am the usual host of the podcast. But when this episode is coming out, episodes always come out Tuesdays and Thursdays. And this one just happens to be coming out on my birthday. And honestly, normally I'm someone who does not plan at all. And so it would have like come out and I would have been like, oh crap, that, it would have been a good opportunity for me to talk about, what it felt like turning blank age or whatever. So I caught it and I'm excited. And so I thought, how cool would it be if you guys kind of heard from me? And then I thought, who better than my good friend Des to do the one who interviews. So Des, before we even get into this little swap of an interview, please.
I'm so excited about this.
I feel like people probably also already know who you are just from like social. You've probably been on the podcast like 2 or 3 times at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like you a solo episode, definitely like with other, when we did like
2.
Yeah, I think you've been on a couple times and I think I was on yours maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
we've been mingling for a while.
Yeah, we've been really good friends for a long time. And I'm so excited. We both have been TEDx speakers. That's kind of how we connected early on. Just like, He already had a TED Talk. I'm like, how do I be you? And the rest is history. So Des, before we get into the interview or whatever, just feel free already from the jump, just in case people don't listen to the end, although I think you should. Sure. Where can people find you, connect with you, and just tell them a little bit more about who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. So my name is Desi Abeda. I am a high performance mentor, dietitian, podcast host, and I'm trying to show up everywhere. One of the platforms that I'm really, really falling in love with is TikTok because of how fun it is. I know it's so fun. So
I just recorded something awesome, by the way. I'm really proud of it. It'll probably get 4 views. Not yet. I'm about to post it. It'll probably get 4 views, but it took me like 2 hours to do. So I hope I'm going to tag you when I do it. These things it's so hit or miss with that.
I know.
So frustrating. Something you spend 4 seconds on gets like thousands of views and something that you spend hours on gets 2.
I know. I'll like, that's kind of like the process though, right? Like you really throw yourself into something. You're like, all right, cool. This is it. And then it's like 4 views. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then you do like a voiceover or just like a repost at it, 10K plus. You're like, this algorithm's on drugs. I don't even know. Dude, 100%. The one that you just posted about the guy that was...
Oh my God. With the making fun of the seed oils, the guy in the park with the seed oils.
I have so many questions. And I hope that you can actually put this post in your show notes so that people can your listeners can actually get an image of what this is. I had so many questions. Like, who let this man in the store with no shoes and no shirt? Is that just like what's happening right now with all these like alpha males? They
can do whatever they want. When you look like that, you're the king of the world. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, no. I honestly, I love people who stitch like stuff like that and say all the things I want to be saying, but I just don't know how to put words to it. Like
those people are the gems. Are the best.
And to make it funny, because he was so freaking funny. Everything he said was so funny.
Mine would just be emotional and talking shit. I don't think that I would be funny.
Yeah. I mean, this is not the first time I've definitely gone on a tangent about TikTok because I actually am obsessed with it. So, but like, let's go back. So you're trying to be on all the places, all the things. TikTok has been the thing you're really putting more presence on. What's your name on TikTok? So people know who can follow you. At
High Performance Mentor.
Okay, cool. And I'm Nutrition Tips with Tony, which I realized I don't think I've ever told people. I talk about TikTok all the time, but I never talk about like my name on it, my handle on it. So I'm Nutrition Tips with Tony, by the way, if you want to follow us. And if you want to look for that video, if you're listening to this on my birthday, June 9th, it's probably was posted about a week ago. So just for reference.
Hey. And if you want to see Tony step out in confidence and dance and just have so much joy doing it, go give her a follow, please. If you're not, I get so much joy. It's like a serotonin boost when I'm like, oh, she's dancing. I love you.
I know. I need to do more of that. I have to just have fun.
I think so too.
I think that's going back to like, already jumping into like lessons I've learned in my life and like turning a new year. Like, why do I always get stuck in like taking life so seriously? And then I'm reminded of like, ironically, when you're having fun and you're just focused on joy, everything works out. So like, there's really no reason to stress.
Yeah. I don't know if you and I have had this conversation since this happened, but like, I'm going to geek out for a little bit for your listeners. I'm now running. I'm now running the show.
Overtook. Well, also, I totally just like didn't even allow you to finish introducing yourself.
Who cares? This is not about
co-host. Me. I'm so much more fun when I have a co-host. I just feel like I come alive.
A co-host makes it a lot better because I do have a podcast.
It's so much easier to talk to you and to talk to the microphone and to the people listening.
It is. Because there's like banter too that I think people enjoy. I totally agree. Because I have another podcast that is just sports, hip hop, and food and culture. And so look it up. Des Inside podcast. We're just talking shit.
Who? Des and who?
Des Inside. Cyrus. Shout out to you, Cy. I don't know if you'll ever hear this, but we
got to send it to him. Cyrus sounds awesome. Yes, I love food and I love hip hop. And I mean, sports, sorry, but like food and hip hop sounds bad.
Yes, it's amazing. It's amazing. But I do kind of going back to this, like, I do think having a co-host is always a good idea because there's like the banter that you get to have. And I think it's so damn valuable.
Yeah. And it's so much. And not like interviewing is cool and all, and I like it, but like, just feel, it's funny. Shout out to the Gymwits I'm so sorry for those who have listened to me, who know me from the Gymwits podcast. That was literally like how I got into the podcasting world.
Oh my God. It was
so many years ago. I think that's why we were so successful because it was the three of us. And then we would also have guests and like, it was just like people, I think, really fell in love with us as the individuals, but also as a group because we really were able to shine kind of bouncing off of each other.
Did you that was in person too, right?
Gymwits. Yeah, that was in person. It was fun.
I love
them, but it was just all just the pandemic, and then people moved. It was just too hard, and even setting things up virtually, it was really hard to do. So I got to create a new one of those things.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, so you're turning 32. Well, you would have turned 32 because it's your birthday
today.
Correct?
Yeah. When you guys are listening to this or post, I will be 32. Yes.
Okay. So I was thinking about a bunch of different ways to go about this. And I was like, and you and I very briefly talked about like what we want to talk about. So I was like, okay, so 3 + 2 is 5. Like, what are the 5 biggest things that you've learned up to this point? That was one thing. I did like the decades idea that you had.
Oh yeah. That was so random today.
Yeah, but overall, like we kind of touched on this during my pod, so I don't want to repeat things that we have talked about. But you mentioned something earlier this morning, so we got a really cool project that we are trying to debut, which I'm sure we can talk about at some point. Shout out to you guys, and we noticed that like you were the catalyst to all of us starting our businesses. Do you?
Oh, I totally overlooked that. By the way,
your video was the reason why I joined the mastermind to start my business because you were like, "Hey, you have a TEDx talk that's so amazing. I want to be you. These are all the things that I'm doing." And I'm like, I want to be you. Like, all right, cool. I'm joining.
Yeah. And I forget that a lot of people do look up to me, and I think because I've always just been so like tunnel vision of like what I need to do and whatever. But, okay. So if I'm going to give a lesson out for like 30 years, it's just go first, just go first, do the thing. I also, Des, I know that I have no idea what I'm doing as a real estate agent because I haven't even passed the test yet. Hopefully when you're listening to this,
about this?
Yeah, they know.
You have. Okay. All right.
So when this comes out, I'll have taken one of the tests, one out of the 2.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm going to pass it. So much information, but whatever. Point being, I'll like almost be a real estate agent. I know that by me going first, people are already going to follow in that. By me doing the TED Talk, which you inspired, by the way, by writing the book, by going and doing the business full time, just by showing up on social media, go first, guys. Don't wait for somebody. I mean, you can, but it's really cool to be the leader in the space. Like, it's actually awesome. It's like really, really awesome. And also, I don't think you can teach experience. And so the longer you wait to start or to try, you're robbing yourself of that experience. The reason why I'm able to do what I do today is because I put in the work, and because I just put my head down and got to work and I just did it. And at first it was really crappy, but you don't see that part, right? You don't see the crap. You just see the pretty stuff.
All right. Going first. We're going off of that theme right now.
Okay.
I haven't shared this anywhere, so this is a really great time to share this because I think in so many beautiful ways, you've like planted seeds in my brain that I don't really acknowledge until these moments right here.
I'm so excited. I have no idea what you're about to say.
No, right. So earlier today, I was telling, all right, so for those that don't know, I got a beautiful baby boy that's going to be due here at any damn moment. It's nuts. So this morning I was telling you, like, there's a lot of transition happening in my life. Like, I'm just trying to figure out like what to do with it. So a couple weeks ago, you mentioned that you wanted to go this real estate route. And it's just something to kind of challenge you and do some other things. Because I think as the life of an entrepreneur, and you can touch on this a little bit more, like, your path is your path. Like, you don't have to go any sort of way. And I think that's like a really valuable thing. So fast forward to right now, I actually just accepted a job working with Red Bull, working with their Athlete Performance Center.
Cool.
Yes. So like, to me, because it is mostly virtual with travel, like, I am so thankful for those that have no idea what I'm talking about, please go to the video. This little like amazing podcast studio in place, like, it served its purpose, but I've been here for the last 2 fucking years and I haven't left. Yeah. And I think it's time to like go out and do some other things.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Like, connect with people in person.
Exactly. Cause like, I noticed that too, when things started to get released, my business boomed because I started getting out more. And I think this is another area too, that I'm like, like, I pushed everything kind of into one way that I needed to operate, where I have the energy and like, I'm kind of up for the challenge to do this. Like, this is going to be dope. So I'm acknowledging right now that you doing it first planted something in my head of like, you know what, like,
you don't have to just do your business. I think
exactly.
That's
so great, right?
Yeah. No, it's really, I think that's lesson number 2. And I've done a podcast about this before. So sorry for those if it's redundant, but like, you can do it all. Like, you really can. Yeah. You can do more than one thing at a time, and you can do more than one at a time. Well, I mean, don't scatter yourself and not put effort into it. But like, once you have something built, like our businesses are solid. They're built. We've been doing it for years. They're good. They're going to grow. Yeah. They're going to do, you can put more effort and more energy into it, or you can like trust that you've put in enough effort and energy over the time and you're not going to neglect it. You're still going to keep pouring into it. But you can also now, because it's almost like habit stacking and habit building. Like, once it's kind of there, you can go to the next level. You can try something new. You can do the next thing. And so I think I would say that probably lesson number 2 is like, you can do both.
I love that, because you absolutely can. And I wonder for you, doing it first is how we started. Like, what made you want to do something else? I mean, you talked to us a little bit about why you did it, like the challenge, doing something different. But like, I think that in order to do this at a really high level, you got to have like an inherent belief in yourself that you're going to figure it out.
Yeah. And okay. Well, lesson number 3.
This is going really well.
This is perfect. This is literally perfect. We didn't plan this at all. Lesson number 3, that you do have to believe in yourself. And I will say that because I did have done the things and I've gone first and I do it, I know now it's not a matter of like, can I, it's like, will I? It's more so like, am I choosing to do this? And so now that I know that I can't fail, because when I put my head down to something, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to figure it out. Whether this is my path or not, I'm learning a shit ton. Excuse my French. Yeah. But I'm learning a lot. And so
I should have asked you if we can cuss on this. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Well, so yes and no. Like technically you can, but like I also get really cute videos of people with their kids dancing to the theme song. So I need to compile. Guys, okay, shout out to anybody who listens to the theme song with their kids. I need to
Moms and dads, I'm really sorry.
No, it's totally fine. No, but like literally like my, Amira, my boyfriend's daughter, she's the best. She will just be like singing my theme song. Like it just like pops up, So that's why. So it's like, I try not to curse because like people with their kids listening, but sorry guys. But yeah, so the third thing is believe in yourself. And I think it's not easy, right? So the way I got to believe in myself was just by doing the things. And the more you do the things that you didn't think that you can do, you realize you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Which I think is so valuable if you look at it too, because going back to what I was saying earlier, when you build things like this out, like it can look however it needs to look for your season of life. And I think that's such a valuable thing, to know yourself enough and to be in your body enough to do that. I mean, you and I have talked about things that are like absolute go-tos for you on a day-to-day basis, which I can imagine allow you to put your energy in different spaces.
Yeah, I've had to protect my energy very much so. And I still kind of struggle with that, but I'm learning more. This year I learned that I am a, oh my God, what are they even called? I'm a projector. What are the, do you know what I'm talking about? Oh, human design.
Human design. I was literally just talking about this the other day. We got a projector.
A generator, a manifester, and I don't remember the other one. I think I'm manifesting, generating. I'm a projector, and it explains so much because my energy ebbs and flows. And I used to work constantly on, like, I just felt like I was always had to like put in the work and put in the effort and like be on overdrive. And once I started more paying attention to my energy and honoring my energy needs, I more so have given into this idea that, you know what, I'm not going to feel super energized every day, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm better off listening to my body and my mind, and when I need that break to take it, because those breaks, those moments actually help rejuvenate me so that I can show up with more energy on the alternate days, So I've just learned better to kind of like manage that. And so protecting your energy, though, that's for anyone, regardless if you're a projector, a generator, a manifestor, all the things, like protect your energy, because it is your best asset. And I've talked about this on the podcast before, but like literally, like think about it. When you have more energy, you tend to be in a better mood. You tend to make better choices for you. You're more likely to do the hard things, because when you're tired, it's easier to take the shortcut. But when you have the energy, you're more likely to give yourself that challenge and to push a little bit, and to show up and to go and to network and to meet people and to make the call and to whatever it is, you're more likely to do the thing. So protect your energy. Lesson number 4. I need to be writing these down, by the way.
I know, right?
This is a caption waiting to happen.
Wait, I'm supposed to be recapping things. I'm supposed to be leading this. Hold on. Okay, so we got do it first.
I'm writing it down. Do it first, aka don't wait for someone to go first. You can be the leader.
Yes. Imperfect action is the best action. We got do it first. Damn it. What was number 2? I'm already forgetting.
You can do all the things. You can do more than one thing. You can do more than one thing.
I like all the things. You can do
all the things. 3, believe in yourself.
Yes.
They kind of are like all the same-ish. I'm kind of like saying the same thing, just in different ways, but
I mean, this fits.
Yeah, that's good.
So if 4 is protect your energy, which is fair.
Yeah. And funny, that's like setting boundaries,
Yeah.
Like,
what's funny about all of this work too is like, I don't know about you, but like it has not been an easy process of like finding your healthiest version of yourself, because there's a lot of like shedding things that don't work for you, things, past conditioning, whatever. It's really tough and intentional work. But like, I've always really enjoyed like the tests, the awareness factors of things like that. Cause now as you're repeating those out, like I was like, what am I? I thought I was a projector, but I'm a generator. But now it's pushing me to go like, all right, what the hell does that even mean? Do you know?
So you have to follow, I had her on my podcast. I think generators, which makes, I don't want to misspeak, but like, I think you like help people get the energy. Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense.
It does, I'm all about that. Sure. Yeah. I'm all about that. Oh my God. Human design. Let me see. I know what she's great. She deserves all the follows. So I'm going to find her right now. Oh, Erin Claire Jones. I'm going to send you her. Please. And she talks about, wait, what are you? I can read it. I can read like her most recent post. Your generator.
Generator. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Notes on leadership for generators. She really posts great things. I'm going to send this to you.
There we go.
Okay. For a generator, reflect on what you are most lit up by in your work and create more space to do just that. When you are lit up by your work, your excitement ripples out and powers up the team. Delegate the pieces of your work that feel consistently draining and depleting. Train your team to communicate with you in a way that helps you connect to your gut response, presenting you with options rather than asking you open-ended questions. Hire people and choose collaborators that feel right in your gut and that you feel lit up and excited to work with. Let your team know about the power of your gut feeling. When you know, even when you can't explain it. Lean on your gut to make aligned decisions for you and your team. That's just that's an example for a generator. And then the next one, then they have projectors, manifestors, and reflectors. Yeah,
go to projector.
So, okay. Notes on leadership for projectors. Your innate wisdom about and sensitivity to people makes you a natural leader. You are gifted at seeing people deeply and knowing how to leverage their gifts within a team. It is important you feel seen by those you're working with. Create space for one-on-one time with those you are working intimately with. This is a beautiful way for your team to feel seen by you and for you to feel valued by them. Trust your gift as a leader is the potentiality of your insights, not how much you can do. Take rest often, knowing this will only make you a better leader. A well-rested you is the best you. Trust one of your greatest gifts as asking the right questions. Hone this gift and learn how to communicate with your team in a way that draws out their unique gifts.
How validated do you feel with your nap?
Yeah, now? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's really important. Like, so I would say for those of you who I've had people on the podcast, like Erin, also my friend Tracy, she's like specializes in Enneagram. If we don't know what these terms are, when you know, it's like knowing your sign. Like I'm a Gemini. So like, it makes so much sense for me. I have very male dominated energy, but I also can tap into my female energy. Like I'm a Gemini. Yeah. I'm like really easy to connect with and super friendly, but I could also be passive aggressive, which is like my 9, my Enneagram 9. Like it's just really cool to feel validated. And like, whether you feel like it's partly true or not, I feel like most of the time it like really helps you understand who you are. And then you can show up and lean into it and also know that, like I just said, like I can be passive aggressive. Well, that just means that I need a reset. I need to take a minute and to reflect and speak up more and not like feel like I'm not, I don't have a voice. Like these are all things that the more you know yourself, the more you're able to navigate and communicate in the world. I had to interrupt this episode to tell you about Dermatology. If you're not using their products yet, you absolutely need to. I have been someone who has always been really grateful to have good skin. I've always looked younger than my age. I made a joke the other day that it's not even a joke. I really do get ID'd all the time, whether I'm at a bar or at the liquor store or whatever. I haven't been like, nobody believes me that I'm not only am I over the age of 21, but when you're listening to this, I'm probably 32. I will never forget this one time. This is such a side story, but one time I went shopping. No, lying. I went to take a yoga class with my mom. And they asked me if my mom was there to sign because if I wasn't 16 years old, I needed my mother present to sign for me for a hot yoga class. And I, at the time, I had just graduated college. So I was like 22 years old. They didn't even think I was 16. Okay. So all I had to say, I have a really good skin. I'm very blessed. I think it's thanks to my mom and my dad. They pretty much look really young for their age too. With that said, I have been taking a more proactive approach because even, as I'm aging very gracefully, my skin does tend to be a little bit more on the drier side. I've started noticing it's not as like firm as I feel like it used to be, and it just needs a little extra help and support. So before I tell you about the dermatology products, I do want you to know that drinking lots of water and getting your beauty sleep is an actual term because it truly does help with your skin. But if you need help from your friends like I do, or starting to, or if you just want to look a little bit younger than your age and still get carded at whatever age, now I embrace it. Like now I'm like super excited. I'm like, yay, I don't look 21 because now I'm getting to the quote unquote older, which by the way, I also think that's BS. Either way, your skin is like a really large organ. It's the largest organ in your body. So we got to care for it. We got to take care of it. And a lot of the things we can do from the inside, we can also do from the outside. So with that said, the Needless Serum, the Renew Needless Serum, I use that. It's fabulous. I use their water-based lotion because my skin, like I said, is on the drier side, so I need a little bit of hydration. And honestly, the Universal Tinted Moisturizer, it has an SPF 46. It is really, really great because especially when I like first wake up in the morning, I wash my face and I'm going to go outside for a walk. I usually put on sunscreen, but with the Universal Tinted Moisturizer, it's basically my sunscreen and also a tinted moisturizer before I go outside, so I can safely go out with a walk, but also with a glow on my face. So anyways, there's so many other really incredible products. So basically you can go there and figure out what your skin type is and what your needs are, and they'll make suggestions. But either way, regardless of your skin type, you can know that all of their products are safe and effective. They are all backed by science, and they really do also believe in that SPF approach because it is true that like also to protect your skin is not being, the sun is great for vitamin D, but after like 15 minutes, we gotta cover up because we definitely don't want that damage. So with that said, you can go to the link in my show notes so that way you can save 20% on your first order, or you could also just use Tony20 at checkout. So use Tony20 at checkout to save 20%, or go straight to using the affiliate link that I have in the show notes. So that way you can try dermatology products. Like I said, they're safe, they're effective, they're backed by science, and they really will have your skin feeling absolutely incredibly amazing. All right, back to the episode.
That's got to be so validating to understand yourself definitely. A little bit more.
Does what? Why? Oh, here it is. I'm finding you on Instagram. I'm going to just send you that post.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. So
yeah, we need number 5 out of you right now.
So much pressure.
I know.
Oh God. Okay. Let me think on this one. Let me think.
I have a couple, but these are your 5.
Yeah.
I just have a couple from like knowing you.
Okay. I mean, also other thing about projectors, we need to be invited. So sometimes that's why actually I do really good on the spot, because I need to like, you give me an idea and I run with it. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard for me to kind of go in and, let me think about it. I'm curious. What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, it is on the heels of something like protect your energy. But I think one thing that I've really valued learning from you has been being okay with like a reset, allowing yourself the time to sit back and reset, whether it is where you're at in your mental health, your physical health, where you're at in your body. Like I've always really valued that about you.
Yeah. And now that it's like you're saying it and it's crazy. And I feel like that's why actually, I have been, and that's why I think I've decided to do real estate. And I have been feeling a little bit stuck recently. And I'm actually traveling next week, which I'm super excited about, which by the way, wait, so I have to really talk about my VIP days because I just created this and they're really doing a fantabulous. And I created this idea of where I'll travel to you for one day. You hire me, I come to you and I sit with you and we go over your goals and like what's important to you and why, and like really build out a roadmap so you have clarity on kind of what to do next. And like, it's awesome. So I've had interest, and my next client, I'm going to California. Like, hello, this was the smartest thing I ever did in my whole entire life because I miss traveling so much. So now I'm going, and I'm really excited for this because the last time I did it, I went upstate and so it was like a 5-hour drive but it was even that alone, just going on a drive upstate by myself. I actually rented a car for it because I didn't want to put miles on my car. Like, I got a nice car, by the way. I was driving an Audi. It was really nice, like a really nice one. And so I like drove up there. I like had a night to myself in like the hotel room, got to prep, get ready for the day. We had the VIP day. It was amazing. And then I drove back. Like, it was just like so perfect. So like this time I'm going to California. The reason why I'm saying this, sorry, completely, I don't know how to speak straight. I just go on tangents, is because I forgot how much I love travel. Like, I genuinely love to travel. And anytime before also when we would work with like, I'm actually going, I don't have a business coach this year. And I'm doing that on purpose because I kind of want to just implement everything that I've learned. But part of hiring a business coach was like, I would travel to Arizona. I would travel to California. I would travel to Florida. I would go to these places. And so even though it would be for work, I always would extend it because it was like a reason to stay and just for some solitude and some grounding. And so I think the lesson number 5 is travel/reset, like kind of based off what you're saying. But I feel like when you change your location, and you go somewhere, even there was time last year, like when the pandemic was still kind of like funky, I checked myself into a hotel an hour away. I'm not even kidding. Like 1 hour away for one night. It had a pool. I was by myself and I got a facial. I got a massage and I just like treated myself to a spa day. And I know that it sounds like, you probably have to put a little money behind it, and maybe not everybody is able to do that, but you can create that space in a certain way. It could even be just like detaching from your phone, I'm speaking to this where this is the lesson I'm still learning. So I would say probably 1 through 4, I've really dove into those things. I think 5, it's like, I'm struggling to implement it, but I know that it's incredibly valuable when you do give yourself that space to kind of recharge.
I think it's incredibly valuable too, because I'm thinking about kind of where I'm at in my season of life. I'm a kid from Tucson, Arizona. I've not been many places. And one of the biggest things was like, we want you to come out to Austria, Germany, the UK. And I'm like, what? Okay.
Wait, what are you talking about with this new job?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I know. Like, we want you to come to these Formula One events. We want you to like, it's like a bunch of things where I'm like, what?
That is so cool.
But you're absolutely right. I think travel sort of kind of reminds you in a lot of ways to kind of get out of your element and to go mingle. I think
meet different people and see how, and also too, especially if you go to a different country, like just to see how different people live and like, just to get out of our bubbles. We all are living in a bubble, regardless whether it's a good bubble, happy bubble, a negative bubble, a positive bubble, wherever you live, we're living in a bubble. True.
Yes.
And you need to get out of it. You need to, whether it's to ground yourself, to humble yourself, to get inspired, to, get out of your current situation, whatever it is, like getting a change of perspective is so powerful. Yeah. Even just I don't love the act of flying. I have a lot of anxiety when it comes to travel. I'm not the best traveler. And for those of you who followed me for a long time, you know that I've done really dumb things like book the wrong plane ticket. And like one time I booked a flight home for like August the 12th, but it was supposed to be July the 12th. Yeah. I've done things like that.
That's like my worst nightmare.
Yeah, that's really. Like I am not the greatest with travel. So I have a lot of anxiety. I've done a lot of work around it and I'll do things that like now I will triple check. Now I actually I actually have a driver that I spend a lot of money on that honestly I understand. It's like I actually don't think I should, like I probably in my stage of life right now, like paying for a driver when I could just like get an Uber is probably stupid, but I feel protected. Like I know I'm going to get there on time. He knows I always forget my shit. So he's like, do you have, he's like, I just, anyways, it makes
wait, hold on. I need to, I'm picturing something right now. So you are one of those people, Tony Marinucci, that steps off the plane and has a sign waiting for you.
Well, now he just like texts me or calls me, but yeah, basically it's like that. Yeah. It's
That's
like that.
Great.
on just going to and from the airport, like back and from New York. Once I'm there, it's a real shit show. Who knows if I'll make it to the hotel? I don't know. I'm so grateful that one beautiful thing about being Greek and Italian is you have family everywhere. So when I went, so I have this trip for the work for California, but I happen to have a family member that lives in San Francisco, which is right outside of where I'm going. So she's fly into here, go here. I was like, thank you, God, for helping me, because I would have ended up in like one part of California to have to travel 2 hours to the other part of California, whatever. So she was really super helpful. So I've always like had that as a benefit. But I have no idea how we got on this tangent.
Well, we were talking about resetting, and you were saying, how I'm actually really glad that this worked out, because I remember you posted that and I was like, this is such a fantastic idea. I hope that this does well.
I was not surprised. I was very surprised to have the interest come in the way that it did, but I'm super excited. So I have to, just for you guys to know, if you want to book a day with me, you genuinely can. And it's so funny too, because I thought about like offering a special like on my birthday. And I feel like right now I'm supposed to offer something.
I think that you should.
I don't know.
I kind of like that, actually.
Here's what I'm going to say. If you are hearing this, so I'll announce this on my birthday, June 9th. I'll probably go out to my email list. If you book a VIP day with me in the month of June, I will cover the travel fee. So you're just going to pay for the day with me, but I will cover the travel fee, which, by the way, to get to California cost me a lot of freaking money. So it's not cheap. It's not cheap, but just think about it. I will say, for anybody who books a VIP day with me in the month of June, you just have to pay for the day. I will cover the travel fee, but you have to book it. It's not going to be in June because I don't have space in June. You just have to book it for either July or August or September just to solidify your spot.
Tony.
And
is this kind of a lead into possibly doing some like in-person events?
It's a possibility. People have asked me to do a retreat. I don't know. Yeah. You know what I did think of? This is like, I think is going to happen once I have enough money to buy a house, then I can justify buying myself an RV. I want to do like a travel dietitian. I want to have like an RV where I go with the RV and like go cross country and like almost like the home edit. But like dietitian style.
I've always thought about that too, because you'd be like a mobile teaching kitchen or something.
Yeah, but even so, I'll go to their kitchen, and it's just easier to travel than having to. I can just stay in my RV.
Yeah.
Although traveling is cool and all that, but I don't know. That's a thought. But okay, so for those of you who are interested in the VIP day, I would say just message me. Message me VIP. I really should create like forms and stuff, but it's so new. I'm still like figuring it out. So just
we just did this right now.
We just did it right now. Message me VIP. And if you message me and book in the month of June for a future date, like I said, I will cover your travel fee. So you just have to pay for the actual day. And that's depending on where you live. That could be very generous. If you live next door to me, I apologize. You're not getting a deal. But if you live like in another state outside of New York State, it's a good deal. So
pay for your gas. That's
because that's why the travel is like so expensive now because of the cost of fuel.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Crazy times. Yeah.
Crazy. Anyways. All right. Do you have any other questions for me?
I think we tackled the 5 pretty organically. I'm actually really proud of ourselves.
Yeah. I think we did too.
I do have, one question. We've already kind of tapped into what's next, so I don't necessarily want to ask that. But what do you foresee in the next year or two as really cool life moments that you would love to see happen?
I would love to see myself just like finally like letting go. I feel like this might be unrealistic though. I'm going to be honest, but like, I feel like just letting go of this, even though I'm doing all the things and I still believe in myself, I feel like there's still this part of me that's like still not really giving it 1,000%, if that makes sense. And I feel like probably from the outside, people are like, that doesn't make any sense. But for me, I know for me, I'm still just like putting my feet in the water.
Yeah.
And I feel like in 2 years from now, I hope that I finally like all these things that I'm teaching and preaching, I want it to be so innate in me that it's happening. Like, and I also, I don't want to think, I think putting things on a timeline sometimes traps us. Like I thought by 30, I'd have my own talk show. And honestly, I look at people with talk shows and they're usually in their 40s and their 50s. And so if that's when I have my talk show, and whatever, like I'm not going to be a failure because I got it at 40 instead of 30 or whatever.
I know.
So I don't know necessarily in like 2 years, but like all the visions of myself, of my future self that I've said I wanted to do, I really want to do. Like I want to have a swimsuit line. I want to have the talk show. I want to own like a franchise, like an Orange Theory or something. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And it's so funny. I just recorded went live in my Facebook group about like having all these dreams and then figuring out the how. And so like, I know I need to get more into that, but I also just feel like everything I'm doing now somehow is going to eventually, it's going to lead to that. And I do believe the timing is everything. So I think once the real estate business is actually really thriving, I can use that income to kind of feed into these other goals that I have.
I love that. Well, I look forward to being a part of the process as one of your friends. I have no doubt in my mind that by the time you hit my age at 36, that a lot of those things will probably be in play.
I love that. Can I ask you a question? Because I don't know how to have someone on my podcast and not interview them. So you have 4 years on me.
Yeah.
Would you say, was there, I don't know if it was between like maybe 32 and you said you're going to be 36, right? Or you are 30?
Mm-hmm. 36.
Anything you learned from those ages, from like, is there something I need to look forward to? Or is there something I should be weary of? Or is there something that you wish you knew? You know, what should I be either excited about or cautious about?
Your 5 are pretty spot on. I would definitely say I resonate with a lot of the values because, I mean, it would be interesting to scroll all the way back into our first message together. I'm pretty sure I was 32. When I first,
we probably have known each other for like 4 years.
I'm pretty positive that I was like 32, just right around that age. Because Rory was super young. Like I needed to get out of a situation. Like I was not happy. Like I'm pretty sure I was 32. So your 5 things heavily resonate with me. I think the only thing too is, I mean, you kind of have this with your daughter right now. It's like family and value systems push you to like go outside of expectations of yourself. Like it pushes you to do that. You know, I get asked that all the time. It's like, what has your kids and family done for you? It's like, I needed something like that. Like I needed like, hey, you have to create something really, really cool for them if you want to live the life that you want to live. So you got to step outside your comfort zone.
Yeah. 100% will second that. Like it forces you to do more things. If we ourselves only had to worry about ourselves, then we would probably settle for a lot. 100%. But if you have the responsibility or just the desire, the want to be able to provide, not just for you, but for your family. And also, you know, even like your aging parents, like that's a thing too, you know, like to be able to provide for those who are younger than you, those who are older for you. If you have good friends, like I want to be that type of person. I want to be that type of person that people know that they can come to me, not take advantage of, but people know they can come to me if they're in a tough spot and they need some help. I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to donate to causes that are important to me. I want to be there. That's I think what this world is about. It's about helping and serving and giving. And you have to take care of yourself and you have to make sure you're all right first. But what's the point of just taking care of you if you have nobody else to care for, to, you know what I mean? Like then why push hard? So I love that. I think it's so true. I think family and friends, the good ones, will really give you the reason to push yourself outside your comfort zone. Yeah.
I would even throw that in there too. Is like, you talked about protect your peace. You know, I talk about this on my podcast all the time. It's like protect your 5, like the 5 most people that you hang around with, and making sure that they are people that drive you or honest with you or healthy. You know, everyone's kind of going on their own journey. They don't have to be perfect, but like protect those 5 people, like who's at your round table, like making sure that they are people that are going to continue to push you in the ways that you need to be pushed.
I love it. I love it. Thanks, Des. This was perfect. I'm so glad we did
It was. I'm glad
so
we didn't really talk about it beforehand, too. We just went.
Yeah, we just went in. I literally texted, maybe was it you? Maybe yesterday or the day before.
Was it yesterday?
Maybe like 2 days ago. I was like, so I don't have anything to go out next week. And I realized the episode's coming out on my birthday. So who wants to hop on and interview me?
Dude, I am absolutely honored. Tony, you are such a phenomenal human being, a catalyst for a lot of us. And I'm sure you're the same thing for your pod community. So, shout out to you. Happy birthday, my friend.
Oh, thanks so much. I'm not crying. You're crying. Okay, we're going to wrap up. We're going to wrap up. Oh my God. Thanks, Des. One more time, where can people find you on Instagram and TikTok?
Instagram at Desi Abeda, TikTok at High Performance Mentor. Come give me a listen at the Can't Believe I Made It podcast. Yes. I am releasing season 7 on July 1st. I release 2 episodes a week. One towards creating habit formation, and then one tapping into the hero's journey of high performing individuals. So let's get it. God.
Love it. I love it. All right, guys, make sure you're following Des. If you're not following me on Instagram, I'm at tips_with_Tony with an I, the nutrition tips with Tony on TikTok, or the Tips with Tony podcast on Instagram. If you're interested in that VIP day, definitely message me, email me, just say VIP. So I know obviously we'll go back and forth, learn a little bit more about each other, find out where you're from and, when you're thinking and what you want to do. And we'll go over all the details after that. So that is it from us today. Thank you so much for listening. As always, I'm Tony Marinucci, your registered dietitian, helping you get healthy one bite at a time.